Surah Al-Fatiha, verse 1. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Before every breath, before every sunrise, before the world even knows it has begun, there is this phrase, Bismillah. It arrives not as a command, but as a calling, a return, the first vibration that ripples through silence, awakening all things with purpose. It is the first word that ever touched the lips of angels, the first sound that bridged the unseen with the seen. It means nothing starts without Him, and nothing holds meaning unless it begins in His name. To live with Bismillah is to live with awareness that every heartbeat is borrowed, every breath is mercy, every step is invitation. The world rushes, forgets, demands. But this phrase brings you back to stillness, a reminder that existence itself is an act of divine generosity. When you whisper it before beginning your day, before a meal, before a journey, you are aligning yourself with a rhythm older than creation. It is not superstition, it is remembrance. It is saying, I belong to the one who began me, in the name of Allah, the name that no language can contain, no thought can define. It is not just a sound, it is presence. It is the silence after prayer, the peace that lingers when words fall short. Allah, the one who is closer than the jugular vein, yet beyond the farthest star. When you say His name, you are not describing Him. You are touching the edge of infinity. Then two oceans of mercy flow from that divine name, ir-Rahman and ir-Rahim. Both mean mercy, yet their waves are not the same. Ir-Rahman, the all-encompassing mercy that floods creation, embracing all beings whether they acknowledge it or not. It is the mercy of existence itself, the light that dawns for believer and unbeliever alike, the air that fills every lung, the warmth that reaches even the forgotten. It is the mercy that does not ask, do you deserve it? It simply gives. It is the heartbeat of the universe, the constant pulse of divine compassion that never ceases. Ir-Rahim, a deeper, more intimate mercy. If ir-Rahman is the ocean, ir-Rahim is the wave that touches your shore. It is the tenderness felt in forgiveness, the calm that follows repentance, the unseen protection that keeps your heart from breaking beyond repair. It is mercy tailored for the soul, personal, precise, infinite in its care. You may not always recognize it, but it is there in every delay, in every closed door, in every quiet redirection. Ir-Rahim is the mercy that holds you when the world lets go. So when you begin with Bismillah, you are invoking both oceans. You are saying, I begin this moment surrounded by mercy, sustained by mercy, and I will end it returning to mercy. Every letter of this verse carries universes within it, a secret written not in ink but in light. Scholars have said the entire Quran is contained within Al-Fatiha, and all of Al-Fatiha is contained within Bismillah. Because this phrase is not just an opening, it is the essence of all openings. It is the soul's awakening to its source. To say Bismillah before you act is to purify your intention, to begin not from ego, but from surrender. It is to admit, I cannot do this alone. And in that humility, strength is born. For every act done in His name carries blessing, while every act done in forgetfulness leads to emptiness. When the Prophet Muhammad began any task, he began with these words, because they carry the key to divine alignment. In a world driven by noise and speed, Bismillah slows the soul. It is a pause that turns chaos into clarity. It invites you to see the sacred in the ordinary. The way sunlight falls on a table, the sound of laughter, the warmth of shared bread. Each moment becomes worship when begun in remembrance, can become a prayer if it begins with awareness of His name. And when you fall, when your faith trembles, when your heart feels too heavy to lift another prayer, say it again, Bismillah, not as a ritual but as a reaching out. Because even in brokenness, the name of Allah rebuilds what the world has shattered. It reminds you that mercy came before your mistakes, and love existed before your guilt. You are never too far, never too lost, never too late to begin again. This verse teaches that beginnings are sacred. Every dawn, every breath, every chance to restart is an invitation. To begin with Bismillah is to recognize that your story is not random. It is written with purpose. You are a verse being recited in the vast poem of creation. And Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, is both the author and the listener. Every moment begun with His name echoes through eternity. So begin again, right now. With gratitude, with reverence, with awareness. In the name of the one who never withholds, never forgets, never fails to respond. Begin in mercy, continue in mercy, end in mercy, for everything in between is held within it. Bismillah, ir-Rahman, ir-Rahim, the first light, the eternal return, the heartbeat of every soul that remembers. But beauty alone is not the whole message. This verse, while poetic and tender, also carries structure, precision, theology, and intention. To truly grasp its depth, we must now shift from feeling to understanding. Not to replace the heart, but to let the mind walk beside it. Let us look closer at the words themselves and the meanings they hold. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, serves as an invocation filled with profound meaning. It establishes a foundational relationship between the Creator and the creation, emphasizing the importance of divine mercy and grace. This verse sets the tone for the entire Surah Al-Fatiha, which is a prayer of guidance, lordship, and grace. By beginning with this phrase, believers are reminded that every action and every moment in life should be conducted in recognition of God's presence and benevolence. The phrase, "in the name of Allah," reflects the significance of intention in Islam. It calls upon the believer to consciously incorporate their faith into their daily activities. This acknowledgement forms a powerful reminder of the divine oversight present in every endeavor, from the most mundane to the most monumental. It encourages mindfulness and gratitude, both essential qualities in the life of a practicing Muslim. Next, the words, "the most gracious, the most merciful," highlight two of Allah's most beautiful attributes. The term gracious conveys an overarching sense of kindness and compassion that envelops all creation, while merciful indicates a specific care provided to those who seek forgiveness and support. These attributes not only describe God's nature, but also encourage believers to embody these traits in their interactions with others. By recognizing God's mercy, individuals are motivated to extend compassion in their communities. Furthermore, this verse invites reflection on the relationship between divine grace and human imperfection. Within the context of Islamic theology, it symbolizes hope and the chance for redemption. It reassures believers that no matter their past actions, they can always turn back to Allah and seek mercy and forgiveness. This feeling of hope is a central theme throughout Islamic teachings and emphasizes the unconditional nature of divine love. As one contemplates the significance of Surah Al-Fatiha, verse 1, it inspires an introspective journey where individuals can evaluate their relationship with faith, mercy, and generosity. It beckons believers to carry this awareness with them throughout their daily lives, reminding them that, just as they invoke Allah's name, their actions can either reflect or distort the essence of His grace.